In this two-part video, we will cover filing an extension with the IRS and extensions with the Franchise Tax Board. Part 1 is for anyone who wants to learn more about filing Form 4868, extension to file a federal tax return. We will cover when to file an extension, how filing an extension can help you avoid late filing fees, and how to file an extension. If you are unable to file your tax return by the April tax deadline, you will be charged a late filing fee unless you file an extension. By submitting the extension by the April deadline, you are essentially letting the IRS know that you are aware of your obligation to file, but will not have your return ready by the April deadline and need more time. The extension serves as a warning to the IRS that your tax return itself will be late, but that you will have it submitted by October 15th. Once the IRS receives your timely filed extension, you are permitted to submit your tax return by October 15th without late filing penalties. It is important to note that the extension only applies to the actual tax return. The extension does not apply to any balances due to the IRS. Filing an extension will not shield you from your tax obligations. If you have a tax liability, it is your responsibility to make your payment by the April tax deadline. For federal taxes, if you do not pay what you think you owe by April 15th, you will begin accruing late payment fees, penalties, and interest even if you file an extension. Next, we will cover how to file an extension online. The best way to file an extension is online. You can visit the IRS Make a Payment page to pay off any balances you may owe and check the box to indicate you are making a payment as part of filing an extension. This is a great option because you don't have to file any additional forms, and it allows you to schedule payments in advance directly from your bank account. You can also pay via debit or credit card, although this option may require you to pay additional fees. There are additional options like using a digital wallet or going directly through your IRS account. Additionally, you will receive a confirmation number for your records. Although there is another option, the IRS recommends filing an extension online. It's easier, more secure, and if you use direct pay through your bank account, there are no additional fees. Next, we will cover filing an extension by mail. Please note that filing online is the easiest and most straightforward way to file an extension. So although filing an extension by mail may be necessary, it is not recommended. For this option, you must file Form 4868, Application for Automatic Extension of Time to File U.S. Individual Income Tax Return. This form can be found on the IRS website. You'll start with Part 1 by including your basic identifying information. For Part 2, you must estimate the amount of tax you will owe for the current tax year based on your individual income tax. A great way to find the number for line 4, estimate of total tax liability, is to look at line 16 of last year's Form 1040. Next, to figure out the number for line 5, total payments, you will need to gather all your income documents and add up amounts that have already been taken out for the year. For example, if you receive a W-2 from your employer, you can find this amount in box 2 of your W-2. Or if you receive retirement income on a 1099-R, you would include the federal amount withheld from that income here. It is typically found in box 4 of your 1099-R. Line 6, balance due, instructs you to subtract line 5 from line 4. Line 4 minus line 5 equals line 6. For line 7, you should include any payments that you owe to the IRS. Lines 8 and 9 are residency questions and are only relevant if you are a U.S. citizen or resident and you lived outside the U.S. for the majority of the year, or if you filed a 1040 non-resident return and you did not receive income or wages subject to U.S. income tax withholding, meaning you did not earn income that can be federally taxed. Stay tuned for Part 2, where we will discuss extensions with the Franchise Tax Board. We will cover filing an extension with the California Franchise Tax Board, both online and by mail. In the state of California, residents are automatically granted an extension by the Franchise Tax Board. Similar to your federal return, the state extension gives you a new submission date of October 15th. It's important to note that although California automatically grants an extension, the extension only applies to the tax return. It does not apply to any balances due to the Franchise Tax Board. The Franchise Tax Board will waive the late payment penalty when 90% of the tax owed is paid by the original due date of the return, which is April 15th. However, interest will still accrue between April 15th and October 15th, so it is best to pay exactly what you think you owe. Additionally, if you fail to pay by October 15th, you will collect a late filing penalty plus interest from the original due date of the return, which is April 15th. Next, we will cover how to make a payment to the Franchise Tax Board. To make your California income tax payment, you can visit this website listed here, ftb.ca.gov/pay. Here, you are given several options for making your payment. Paying directly through your bank account with this option is highly recommended. Other options are available but may include additional fees. You can also set up a payment plan here by clicking on this linked video below. Next, we will walk you through making a payment to the Franchise Tax Board by mail. You will only need to fill out Form FTB 3519 if you owe money to the state of California and will be submitting your return after the April 15th deadline. Similar to the IRS Form 4868, the first part will be basic contact information such as name, social security number, and address. The second part is called the tax payment worksheet and will require you to gather up some of your documents. For line 1, total tax you expect to owe, this is the amount you expect to enter on Form 540, line 64, or if you filled out Form 540 non-resident tax return, you can find this on line number 74. This number is the total tax that you owe. For line 2A, payments and credits, this is the total California state income tax withheld. You can find this number by adding up your income sources and looking for the box that says state income withheld on a 1099, or you could find this number in box 17 if you receive a W-2. For line 2B, California estimated tax payments, an amount applied from your prior year tax return, you must have access to your prior year return to get the correct amount. To check your estimated tax payments, go to ftb.ca.gov and log in or register for an account if you don't already have one. For line 2C, other payments and credits, including any tax payments made with any previous FTB 3519 forms, you must add together any payments you've made or any credits that you've received. Line 3 requires you to add the amounts from lines 2A through line 2C. If your number for line 1 is larger than your number for line 3, then you do not need to submit this form. If your line 3 is larger than your line 1, then you should mail your payment and completed Form FTB 3519 to the Franchise Tax Board at the address listed here by April 15th. If you're interested in more tax content, please visit our website, myfreetaxes.org. Thank you.